Commies, liberals, progressives, Democrats, wherever you want to call these people on the left, one thing you can definitely call them is very unhappy hypocrites. Before you, this picture is of Harambe's grandmammy, Joanne Hardesty. She is a councilwoman of Portland. Oh, the beautiful so place in Oregon. And this is one of these defund the police, abolish the police people. Yeah, see, here's the deal. I love how these type of people want to get rid of the police, but then when they really need him, they call the police. Now, what's so amazing about this predator? You know, that's another name of her. If her first name is either grandmammy of Harambe, second name I give her is a predator. Either way, nobody is looking to do anything with this woman against her will, okay? No one. But she feels that she should not be placed outside of her Lyft car because of the white supremacists. It's going to come get her. Like, dude, first of all, you're in Portland. There's no white supremacists in Portland except those that are wearing all black named Antifa members. See, those are the only white supremacists I know that are in Portland, Oregon. Antifa are white supremacists. Yes, they are. They just the big old commie white supremacists who want to basically get rid of all the things that help black people or people of color. But I digress. That's another video for another time. Joanne here felt that she was in need of the police help. The same police she wants to get rid of, the same type of police she wants to defund. She has been advocating for this. And can you believe this heifer called the police because her Lyft driver canceled her ride? Rules for thee, not for me type of people. That's what she's all about. I'm going to read just a brief article here, and then we'll go ahead and look at two news stories that'll give you up to date on what has happened since this transpired. This happened last week, and I'm just now getting around to talk about the story. So let's talk about this really quickly. The hypocrisy is amazing in this. A Portland, Oregon city council member who pushed for $18 million in police budget cuts called 911 over a dispute Lyft ride earlier this month. Fox News reported council member Joanne Hardesty allegedly became irate with a Lyft driver. She did. You could tell it was over the phone when she called the police. Driver Richmond Frost on November the 1st, 2020, because he would not roll the window up. Now, first of all, I love how these people love to be like, wear your mask. But they don't social distance. They don't wear their mask when they go and protest or riot or celebrate Biden's so-called victory. And yeah, they don't want to obey certain type of COVID restrictions that requires drivers of shared rides to roll down the window. Okay. And so he canceled the ride, told her to get out, and she wouldn't get it because of the white supremacists. And this heifer had a nerve to call the police. Let's watch this video. It basically goes into a more of a detailed story, so we'll go ahead and check that out now.
Portland City Commissioner Joanne Hardesty was at the Alene Casino in Ridgefield, Washington on Sunday evening, November 1st. She ordered a ride from Lyft to get home to Portland just before 10 o'clock. The ride started out on the wrong foot when the driver said Hardesty was at a different entrance than he expected. Once she got in the car, the driver said she was angry that he would not roll up the front windows all the way. He said they were down slightly as a COVID precaution. As Hardesty continued to complain, the driver said he took the first exit off I-5, canceled the ride, and pulled into a Chevron station to let Hardesty get out and call for another ride. The commissioner refused and instead called 911.
911, what's your emergency?
Well, I got a Lyft driver that decided he would just drop me off at a filling station and he wants me to get out, and I'm not getting out of the car in the dark at a filling station. Not happening. All because I asked him to put the window up, but I'm not leaving. He says I have to get out of his car, or he's calling the police, so I decided to call for him.
okay? I mean, technically it's his property and you have a civil agreement. There's no crimes involved.
Well, he said he was calling the cops. I told him he's not going to leave me on
It's not a crime to call the cops.
Commissioner Hardesty probably
What's amazing about this is that she stated that, and I do believe it's in this article, I do believe that she complained that that one of the reasons why they need to get rid of 911 is because people call the police for silly things. Let's see. It might not be in this particular article at all, but yeah, I do remember her making a statement that they need to get rid of they need to get rid of the police because people call the police for stupid things, and she called the police for a stupid thing. Amazing.
knows that better than most. She's been a longtime critic of Portland police and has worked to cut their funding. And the Oregonian reports that as the commissioner in charge of Portland's emergency dispatch system, Hardesty has tried to find alternatives for 911 calls that pour into dispatch centers but do not involve emergencies. And yet, on November 1st, the commissioner used the 911 system to complain about her Lyft driver.
He says he canceled it. Yeah. So I'm just going to sit here until he sends me another ride. I can't send you a ride. You have
Only you can order another ride.
This is not a police issue that I will hang up, but I'm not getting out of this car in the dark.
Do you
Next, so.
do you understand that only you can order another ride?
Well, I didn't cancel the ride. He canceled the ride.
KGW tried to talk with Commissioner Hardesty Tuesday and again Wednesday, but got no response. She told the Portland Tribune she did not feel it would be safe for her as a black woman to wait alone outside a gas station for a...
Nobody wants her. That's what it's like I'm sorry. Sweetie, if any black woman is safe at night in a gas station, it's you, okay? It's you. I don't think there's any white person, whether they are supremacists, Antifa, or even the most desperate meth addict, will look at you and go, sure, want a lot of piece of that little chocolate. Ew, no one wants you, girl. Excuse me, grandmammy. I mean, nobody wants you. I don't understand where this is coming from, where she's like, I don't want to get on this other seat because of whatever. Anywho, so listen, let me see if we finish playing that segment there. Let me see.
Ride. I talked to the Lyft driver on the phone today. He said he's been driving the last 4 years, has carried 18,000 customers, and has a 5-star rating. And he said he's never had a bad ride escalate as far as this one did.
The reason why is because when you look like this, you want everyone to be miserable because she's miserable. This woman is very, 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 very unhappy, and she wants everyone else to live in misery. As they say, misery loves company. But let's get to the part of the video where we actually get her response on why she was such a huge hypocrite. Okay?
Portland City Commissioner Joanne Hardesty is responding tonight to an incident involving a Lyft driver. We first told you about this last night. On Sunday, Hardesty and a driver got into an argument while on a ride back to Portland. The driver decided to drop her off at a gas station so she could call another Lyft. She refused to get out of the car. Both Hardesty and the driver called police, and eventually another driver came to pick her up. Today, Hardesty spoke about it during a city council meeting.
Didn't expect the Lyft driver to do it. Certainly didn't expect the police to do it. It was my responsibility to make sure I got home safe, and I did everything I could to get home safe. Where you're living in a city where white supremacists are proudly riding around in their big trucks with their flags, and you're a black person and somebody wants to put on the side of the road at night, not going to happen.
Lies. Okay? Lies. Straight lies. First of all, there are no white supremacists riding around your entire town waving flags, okay? You're in Portland, Oregon. Portland. It's so blue, the ocean is jealous of the actual state of that city as well as the state. So there's nothing you have to worry about, okay? You're not in Mississippi. You're not in Tennessee. You're not even in Georgia. You're over there in Portland, Oregon. There is no white supremacists over there riding around with some flag, okay? And by the way, the Lyft driver was not dropping you on the side of the road. The Lyft driver was going to drop you at a well-lit gas station. And again, I gotta keep making reference to this. No one wants you. Have you looked at? Does anybody who see this go, man, I can see why she would be in fear of her safety. I mean, I know a lot of men with white men with I can't even say that line without laughing, dude. I just can't. Are you serious? This woman is delusional. When you look like this, nobody wants you. It's all in your head. And just like this whole police brutality and all this racism, systemic racism, and all this other crazy stuff that's going over in Portland, Oregon, that she thinks that's happening in Portland, Oregon, it's all in their head. This is what happens when you get black people in these type of positions where they really can't produce any racism, so they create this fictitious racism and white supremacists in their own mind, which is really a fantasy and not this nowhere near reality.
Police did respond, but after the situation was resolved and Hardesty was getting into another Lyft car, Lyft says it will be in contact with both her and the driver involved.
The thing about it is that I got to constantly say this, and then I'm going to end this video because this woman is basically turning my stomach. Ugh, I'm glad I don't have any food in it right now. It will be on the floor. But what I want to say is that these people, this is the left. This is the people on the left. They're very, very unhappy people. These are the ones who are always violent. They want to go ahead and start hitting people. They want to not be your friend no more, all because you think differently and you have a different political ideology. These are the people who are controlling. These are the people who want us to be up against the wall, who wants to have a list of us, who wants to have a list of our names on it. They want to dox us. They want to do all kinds of bad things to us simply because we don't agree with them. And then when you have dangerous black women like this in power, okay, miserable, dried up, nobody wants you, disgusting looking grandmammas of Harambe get in positions where they can actually destroy the lives of innocent people, particularly those minorities who need the police. They are putting their lives in danger just because of their unhappiness, because of their misery, and they want to bestow that misery upon everyone else. But I thought it was just amazing, the hypocrisy of all of this, by the sheer fact that she want to get rid of the police, but who's the first person she called when she don't get her way for a situation that wasn't even criminal? This is a civil suit. This is a civil action. This has nothing to do with crime. This is civil. And she called 911. The same police she wants to defund $18 million, the same police department that she wants to abolish. I don't understand. If there is no police, then who would she call when the Lyft driver wanted her out of his car? Which I don't blame him. But this is what I'm talking about. We have to ignore these kind of crazy people on the left. They are certifiable. They only want to cause harm. They do not want to cause any peace. They don't want us to live in harmony. They just want us to live underneath a dictatorship where it's basically rules for them and rules for us, and they get to live high on the hog without even having to abide by the rules that they set. Nor will they have to suffer the consequences by any of the laws or regulations or any of the things they vote upon in their city councils or basically in any kind of congressional meeting, that they don't have to suffer those consequences based upon the laws and the ordinance and the guidance that they basically pass. These people are just insert adjective here. But I just wanted to show like I just wanted to talk about this chick, like, hey, this person, like, this is what they usually do. This is what they usually do. They always talk about they hate the police, but who do they run to when they fear oppositions, or when they fear for themselves, or they fear for their safety? They run to the police. Just to go to show you that all this stuff about ACAB and get rid of the police, it's just a bunch of hot air. They need the police just as much as we do. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Let me know what you think about this crazy woman, the predator, grandmammy of Harambe. Let me know what you think about her hypocrisy. And also, what do you think we should do in reference to, besides calling these people out? Like, should we actually get legislation to punish these people who advocate for one law, but yet still they do some things to show that they believe in the opposite? I think they should basically be removed from office. They basically show no leadership whatsoever, and they're just bathing in hypocrisy. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. Remember, folks, I will not be here on the 17th. So through the 17th through the 22nd, I will be on vacay. So I will see you on the 23rd. Later, taters.